High school baseball is back on Beaver Media and on YouTube Live. Today from Memorial Field in Anderson, Indiana, 1A Sectional 55 action. Our second game of the day here on Beaver Media. Welcome in and thanks for joining us, everyone. Brian Beaver along with you as we get set for Game 3 of this sectional. And Daleville. The Jets come in at 5-11 overall for head coach Corey Scott. Daleville, number 6 in the final 1A poll of the season. The defending 1A state champion Broncos come in at 15-9 for Terry Turner. Terry is going to do something daring a little bit today for most coaches. He's going to go with Max Stecker as his starting pitcher today. Max has not done a lot of throwing. He had an injury that he was rehabbing for much of the season, but he has played well since getting playing time and getting cleared to play. And he's going to get the ball today for Daleville. He's 1-0 this season on the mound with an ERA of an even 3 a game. So he's in his warm-up tosses right now. Anderson Prep will counter with eyes on McConnell as their starting pitcher.
All right, leading off now for the Jets, number 22, the third baseman.
Roy Blue to lead things off for Anderson Prep. It'll be Blue, Melandrick, Skipper Blair, and Tristan Williams to start the first inning against Stecker, and he's into his windup. And the first pitch of the day from Stecker is a called strike, and we're underway at 3:52. Eastern Daylight Time on a nice muggy so far Saturday. Next one is a breaking ball, missed inside, evens the count at 1-1. Defensively for Daleville, Ryan Hale in left, Corbin Maddox in center, Josh Price in right. Next one home is a called strike, and the count is 1-2 to Roy Blue. Peyton Smith at third, TJ Price at short, Gavin Whitmore at second, Nick Williams at first. Here's the next one from Stecker. It's in the dirt. The count is 2-2. Chris Kinnick behind the plate as usual, and Max Stecker on the mound for the Daleville Broncos. Great to have you along with us. Next pitch is a swing and a miss. Went outside the zone, off the outside corner for the first strike out of the game by Stecker. That brings in Melandrick, Skipper Blair. Right-hand hitter, and he takes a fastball upstairs. Wearing gray pants, blue and black jerseys, blue helmets and hats. There's a strike from Stecker to make it 1-1. This program still in its infancy, just a few years in. There's an off-speed breaking ball, misses just upstairs. And Skipper Blair is ahead 2-1. Wind up the pitch, swing and a miss. Chased upstairs, and it's 2-2. Daleville looking to three-peat in the sectional in 2017. Stecker nods, has his sign, brings it home. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss, 2 down. Stecker opens the day with back-to-back swinging strikeouts, and that brings up Tristan Williams. Just a sophomore, right-hand swinger, in tight on the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Stecker looking good so far. Both teams up on their dugout railings. APA to our left, Daleville to our right. There's a little tapper foul over toward the dugout on the third base side. Great to have you along today, wherever you're listening. Stecker nods, and he's into his delivery. Here it comes. Tapper up the first baseline. It'll go just foul. Nick Williams handles it, backs to Stecker, and still 0-2 with Khalil Ford waiting in the on-deck circle. The weather has given us a break today after a horrible couple days. There's a fastball just off the outside edge. In fact, Stecker started toward the dugout, so did several players on the infield, but it's a ball. And the count is 1-2. Here's the next one. Foul back out of play in the parking lot. Stay away from my wheels. Still 1-2. If you're just joining the sectional fray this season, we'll fill you in on that. There's an off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. And Max Stecker strikes out the side to start the game for Daleville. Can't do it much better than that. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. We're through half an inning here at Memorial Field. It's Anderson Prep, nothing. Daleville coming to bat on Beaver Media. Don't go away.
We hear it more and more when people talk about sports. We need to change the culture. No more integrity taking a backseat to performance. No more players, coaches, and fans run amok. No more too big to fail. It sounds good. It sounds reasonable. Come to think of it, it sounds like high school sports. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we know that sports are just part of a student athlete's overall education and that there's more to the game than winning. We also know that high school sports are incredibly exciting. They're rich with tradition and bring communities together like nothing else. In a word, they're pure. More and more, that's what people want. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the Indianapolis Colts, the IHSAA, and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the ball game. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Anderson Prep and Daleville scoreless. Anderson Prep, of course, the visiting team. Daleville, the home team. As the Broncos set sail on a journey they hope will take them back to Victory Field again in late June. The ingredients are all there. We'll see if the Broncos can go back-to-back as state champions in 2017 as they get their first action here in the sectional. I mentioned before the break, a couple games have been played in this sectional already. The first game winner was Tri-Central. They beat Liberty Christian 10-0 in 6 innings, and then earlier today it was Southern Wells beating Cowan 5-3. Corbin Maddox to lead things off for Daleville here in the home first. Maddox, Whitmore, and T.J. Price in that order against right-hander Isaac Long for APA, tall, slender right-hander. Into his windup, and the first pitch is hit in the air softly to right center field. That's going to be down for a single as he does it again. Corbin Maddox loops single to right on the first pitch of the game. And just that fast, the Broncos have a base runner for Gavin Whitmore.
At bat now for the Broncos, the second baseman number 20.
Didn't even have time to fill you in on the great season Maddox has had. We'll get around to that later, but Whitmore is showing bunt. Throw goes to first, and Maddox is back diving. Maddox has had a great year. Average OPS of 1427, a stolen base machine with 14 this season. He looks like he may be going. Whitmore squares, and again the throw goes over to first, and Maddox is back in time with a dive. I call Gavin Hitmore instead of Whitmore because he's really solid at the plate. Batting .430. His OPS is .1038. A lot of gaudy numbers for the Broncos. Runner breaks, pitches high for a ball. Throw down is not going to be in time. It's a stolen base for Corbin Maddox, his 15th of the season. Broncos have a man in scoring position before the paint is even dry. Whitmore now with a chance to swing away and maybe come up with an RBI. He takes down 2-0. This is a very good Daleville team. They have all the ingredients. They're a different flavor than a year ago, but still very good. Next pitch is outside in the dirt. Good job by Devin Raper to smother it. Runner has to stay put, and it's 3-0. Compare them to ice cream. You go to Baskin-Robbins, and you get one flavor one day and another flavor another day. They're still ice cream, and they're still good, but they are different. And there's ball 4 to Whitmore, and he's got a walk, and 2 men are on for Daleville here in the first.
Whitmore advances to first base on a walk.
That brings up
now.
TJ Price, the dangerous TJ Price. Having a great senior year. He's had an outstanding career. 411 batting average. 21 RBIs this season so far. Spin throw back to second base, but Maddox is safe diving. TJ had that dramatic home run at Victory Field a year ago in the state championship game win over Lanesville. He is dangerous anytime he picks up a bat. He takes away ball 1. Chris Kinnick waiting behind him in the on-deck circle. Daleville wearing their white uniforms with gold and black stripes. They look like the Houston Astros in 1980. There's a pitch away. Count goes to 2-0. That Vegas pale, Vegas gold, black socks, black lettering, gold trim. Ground ball hard hit towards short. He'll take it to third, and they get the force. Maddox couldn't beat it. Khalil Ford over to Roy Plew Jr. That's the first out of the inning on a 6-5 force play. Whitmore down to second. Price safe at first on the fielder's choice. And Chris Kinnick steps in.
Chris Kinnick.
T1, just a solid catcher in 1A. Won't find many better at that level. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, outside, nice smother job by Devin Raper. It's 1-0. We'll set the defense for you momentarily for APA with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. There's a slider, too high. It's 2-0. Justin Cox in left, Melandrick Skipper Blair out in center, Jamison McQuarrie in right. We'll give you the infield shortly. From the stretch, a snap throw back to second and close play, but he's there safely. Whitmore just under the tag. Ray Plew Jr. at third, Khalil Ford at short. Tristan Williams is the second baseman. Jake Drexler is the first baseman with Devin Raper behind the plate. And Isaac Long bringing it home. Called strike outside corner. Good crowd on hand as you would expect. One team from a mile down the street on 29th Street and the other just across the county line in Daleville, and they travel well. Here's the pitch. Tapper foul off the plate, and it's 2-2. Terry Turner, the longtime coach, coached many years here at Anderson High School, down at third base. Wally Winans coaching down at first. Long brings it home. Leaves an off-speed pitch up, and the count runs full. 1 down here, bottom of the first, in a scoreless game, but Daleville threatening to do something in their half with 2 men on. Here's the pitch. Pop back out of play. It'll be in the parking lot.
As a courtesy, please return all foul balls to either dugout.
The stands here to the right of me on the first base side, full of Daleville fans. They love their Broncos. Here comes the pitch. Sharp ground ball. Shortstop has it. He'll step on second. That's all he's going to get on a nice forehand play by Khalil Ford. Whitmore goes down to third. Price is out at second base, 6 unassisted. Kinnick alive at first base, and that brings up Ryan Hale.
Now, the Broncos bring it to bat. The left fielder, number 5, Ryan Hale.
Hale, a 325 hitter who really did get hot in the second half. He started very slowly, but now at 325, and we're going to have a pinch runner at first base for Kinnick. It's going to be Jimmy Bowen.
Courtesy runner now on first base is Bowman, number 6.
So Jimmy doing what he usually does, and that's run. He has a big lead as they play behind him at first. You better watch out. They might throw in behind you there. Men on the corners with 2 down. Hale waiting on the first pitch. It's high, and the runner breaks to second, and Bowen will steal second base without a whimper. So Hale has a chance here to get a crooked number on the board in the first, with men at second and third and 2 away. Left fielder, right-handed hitter. Here comes the pitch to him. It's inside. Nice stop again by the catcher, Raper, to make it 2-0. Hale wears an American flag, red, white, and blue arm covering on his right arm. That is not a tattoo. That would be a lot of ink. Here's the pitch. Gets away from the catcher. It's going to go to the screen, and Daleville will score. Gavin Whitmore comes home to make it 1-0 Broncos on the wild pitch. Bowen goes down to third. Hale is up in the count. 3-0 now, I believe. Khalil Ford, the shortstop, takes a chance to come in and say a few words to his pitcher, Long. He's back at short now, and Long will turn around and go from the windup with 2 down and a man at third. Here's the pitch. It's high, and that's ball 4. Second walk issued by Isaac Long. That brings up Josh Price. Younger brother of TJ Price, right-handed hitter, open stance. Men on the corners, 2 away. Runner from first goes. They throw to the shortstop instead. And a stolen base for Ryan Hale. Next one on the way. Ripped. Foul. Just about undressed. Terry Turner. You heard the sound, and Terry's talking to the dugout over there on the other side saying, woo. You just about had a get-out-of-ectomy right there. There's a swing and a miss. Heading down to first base. Josh Price will be out. 2-3 on the strikeout, and that'll do it for Daleville here in their half of the first inning. They get a run on a hit. They leave 2 men in scoring position. We're through an inning at Memorial Field. It's Daleville 1, Anderson Prep nothing on Beaver Media and YouTube Live.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
It's Daleville 1, Anderson Prep Academy nothing as we move to inning number 2. Good start to the day for the Daleville Broncos. Anderson Prep, the Jets, we'll see if they can get a ball in play. They'll have 4, 5, and 6 in their batting order. Khalil Ford, the shortstop, to lead off. Max Stecker struck out the first 3 men he faced in the first inning. Let's see if he can keep that streak going. The windup and the pitch from him is just off the outer edge for a ball. like this could mean a really sparkling achievement later in the game. There's a pitch high, and it's 2-0. I think of Taylor Clark's game 5 years ago when he struck out 18 hitters in the sectional semifinal. High and tight with that one, and it's 3-0. You start the day with 3 straight Ks. Something special could be brewing. Stecker winds and delivers. There's ball 4 down, and it's a 4-pitch leadoff walk here in the second for Khalil Ford.
Ford advances to first base on a walk. Bring up to bat now for the Jets. The first base.
So strikeout, walk through 4 hitters for Max Stecker. And that brings in Jake Drexler, left-handed hitting first baseman. Looks like Paul Bunyan standing there. He's a big guy, and he takes ball 1. That's 5 straight pitches outside the zone by Stecker. Ford has a short lead down at first base as Stecker works out of the stretch. There's one upstairs taken for a ball, and it's 2-0. Daleville hoping for an atom ball on the infield that you might be able to turn into a double play. Stecker ready. Here comes the pitch. It's outside, ball 3. And Chris Kinnick says, time, please, and trots out to talk to his young hurler. Winner of this game will advance to the Monday triple header. We'll have every pitch for you right here on Beaver Media. Long way to go before that, though. Second inning of a 1-0 game. Daleville in front. APA trying to answer. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs. Ball 4. 2 walks in a row by Stecker. Men are at first and second base for Jamison McQuarrie.
The right fielder number 12, Jamison McQuarrie.
They're going to courtesy run down at first base.
Courtesy runner for
Matthew Daly.
Number 10, Matthew Daly on first base right now.
So Daly grabs a helmet. He will run for Drexler down at first base. That brings in McQuarrie, who's also a left-handed hitter with men at first and second. Nobody out. First pitch to him is outside, ball 1. And all of a sudden, the strike zone has evaporated for Max Stecker. That is 9 balls in a row by the youngster. Make it 10. That one missed away, and it's 2-0. We already have action in the bullpen for Daleville. I'll try to grab you a name and a number here shortly. Stecker brings it home. Called strike. 2-1 to McQuarrie. Ford at second, Daly at first. They play behind him at first. Here's the pitch. Batter shortens and squares, takes one away, and it's 3-1. That is Evan Etchison getting warm in the bullpen for Daleville. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Stecker. Batter shortens, shows bunt. It's a strike, and the count is full. Justin Cox is waiting in the wings for the Jets. Ground ball toward the second baseman. Whitmore has it. Tags the runner. Flips backhand to first. They got him. Double play. Beautifully done. 4 unassisted for the first out on Daly. 4-3 to retire McQuarrie. And that's 2 down, as Ford ends up at third. So there's your double play. And that brings in
With 2 outs,
Justin
next
Cox
pitch and at bat,
with a man
number
at third.
23, Justin Cox.
Fastball, high ball 1. Cox is a .321 batter for the season. Tying run is at third base with 2 down. Fastball smothered in the dirt beautifully by Chris Kinnick. He is a terrific catcher. Good catchers will save you 20 or 30 runs a year by holding runners instead of allowing them to advance. And on a lot of games and a lot of days, that would have been a tie score. Here's a fastball upstairs by Stecker to make it 3-0. And again, Evan Etchison warming in the bullpen for Daleville. You really don't want to use him if you can avoid it today because of the pitch count rule. Swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch. Cox was in front to make it 3-1. Khalil Ford is down at third base, 90 feet away from tying the game. Here's the pitch. Called strike, count runs full. Daleville 1, Anderson Prep nothing here in the bottom right at the top half of inning number 2. Here's Stecker's delivery. Worked him low for ball 4. And we'll see how much leash Terry Turner has for Stecker.
Cox advances first base on the walk.
That's the third walk of the inning by Stecker to go along with 3 strikeouts. Evan Etchison has finished warming, and I don't know whether they'll bring him in, but he's coming in from the bullpen, at least to the bench. Stecker is going to stay on the mound for now, but men are on the corners with 2 down in a 1-0 game. The runner from first is going. Chopper toward third. Nice stop by Smith. Throws from his knees. Can't get him now. Throw gets away. Run came home to score anyway, and men will be on the corners, and it's a 1-1 game. Khalil Ford comes home to score, and we're all tied. Cox ends up at third. Wow. McConnell is the guy down at first.
With 1 run scored now for the Jets.
And we got a tie game.
Catcher number 32, Devin Raper.
And you cannot take anyone for granted in a tournament. Too many things can happen. Men on the corners. 2 down. Devin Raper is the batter. Runner hung up at first. They're going to throw down. Now the runner breaks for home from third, and he is going to be safe. Anderson Prep leads 2-1. Wow. Unreal. Well, they went with the double steal, tried to get the defense coaxed into a throw, and they did, and everyone is safe. So after all that, you've got a runner at second and 2 away. Unreal. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs. Now the batter he asked for time to change bats. Wow. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 down. Jets lead 2-1. There's a pitch over but low, and it's 2-0. Well, after all of that, Daleville finds itself down a run. Stecker steps towards second, fakes the throw. McConnell is back. Here's the pitch. 3 balls, no strikes. One siren in the background. Stecker trying to get out of a shaky second inning. Long pause. Here's the pitch. Upstairs and in. Now it's 3-1. Jets have a lead. They look to make it more if they can get a ball down. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He was out in front of an off-speed pitch, and the count is now full. Jets have done all of this without a hit. There's a looper into left field for a single. That'll send the runner down to third, and men are on the corners. Clean single for Devin Raper. That rolls over the order, and with 2 on and 2 down,
2 outs now.
Roy Blue Jr. is the batter.
Number 22, Roy Blue.
McConnell at third, Raper at first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Blue struck out in the first in that 1-2-3 strikeout, strikeout, strikeout first inning by Stecker. Next one is outside. This umpire working the plate today is not very demonstrative. He's really tough in the press box. There's strike 3, and that'll do it here in the second inning for APA. Stecker with his 4th strikeout of the game, and that ends things here for the Jets here in their half of the second inning. 2 runs, a hit, an error, 2 left. We're through an inning and a half at Memorial Field. Anderson Prep Academy 2, Daleville 1 on Beaver Media. Don't go away.
A crisp October evening. A stadium filled with fans. A pass-through. A journey completed. State of euphoria? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ballpark. It's APA 2, Daleville 1, as we move to the home half of the second inning. Anderson Prep did a lot of damage there in the second inning. They did it remarkably well. Walks were a big help, and they cashed them in big time. That was a 30-pitch second inning by Max Stecker. He's unofficially at 46 through 2 innings of work. Isaac Long is back out there for his second inning of work for APA. He worked a 22-pitch first inning. Daleville's bottom third is due up with Peyton Smith scheduled to lead off, followed by Nick Williams and Grant Bowles.
Leading off the bottom of the second for the Broncos.
So the Broncos have some work to do here in their half of the second inning. I'll tell you, you can't take anybody for granted in this game. It's a humbling game. You can get beat any time you go out there. Here's the pitch. Bunted up the third baseline, foul. Nothing more than a strike to Peyton Smith. Peyton at .333 for the season. Playing third base today. Done a fair amount of pitching for the Broncos in 2017 as well. Right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch to him. Breaking ball upstairs, and it's 1-1. If I had told you in Daleville yesterday that it would be 2-1 APA after an inning and a half, they would not have taken that bet, but that's where we are. That one misses to make it 2-1. You win on dirt, not on paper. Here's the windup and the delivery. It's in tight, and that makes it 3-1. Isaac Long tried to come back and get Peyton Smith. Here comes the 3-1. It's in the dirt, ball 4. Leadoff walk for the Broncos here in the second inning. And that brings up Nick Williams.
First base of the walk, bringing to bat now for the Broncos. First base number 1, Nick Williams.
3 walks issued today so far by Isaac Long. That's living dangerously. Nick Williams, the big freshman, ready for the first pitch he'll see today, and it's upstairs, ball 1. And when it's upstairs on Nick, it's upstairs. He's a tall drink of water. Broncos trailing 2-1 here in the bottom of the second, trying to get even and then back on top. This one popped up towards short. Khalil Ford is under it, fights off the sun, and makes a nice catch. 1 down. That brings up Grant Bowles.
With 1 out now, the Broncos bring to bat the designated hitter, Grant Bowles, number 31.
Bowles DHing for the pitcher, Max Stecker, in the 9 hole. Batting just 167. We'll see if anything is on in terms of steals as they throw in behind the runner at first. Smith back diving. Takes a short walk to shake it off and knock a dirt off of his pant leg, and he's ready to go. Not a great lead, out near the cutout edge. Here's the pitch. Not going. Pitch is in the dirt. But Smith stays put. Smith has stolen 4 bases this season. Not a big part of his game, but he can get you one if you need. The 1-0 to Bowles. We'll have to wait. And they threw into first and they picked him off. Peyton Smith picked off. 1-3. 2. Wow. Broncos had better wake up. Here's a pitch inside. Called strike. Count is 1-1 to Bowles. Suddenly hitting now with nobody on and 2 out. Here's the windup in the pitch. Outside for a ball. Well, the Broncos had their leadoff man aboard via the walk, but Smith got picked off after a pop out by Williams, and just that fast it evaporated. Here's a foul down the right field line, out of play. Terry Turner said not long ago he wasn't happy with the play. That's their one Achilles heel. You got to dial in and stay there. Here's the pitch. Fouled back off the screen. Still 2-2. Lackadaisical baseball will get you bounced in a hurry in the state tournament. Pitch upstairs, goes right through the catcher's mitt. No harm, no one on base. Count goes full. So Bowles has worked the count full. Long looks in for a sign, into the windup. Here's the payoff pitch. Skied high on the infield near the mound. Long says, I'll take it myself, and he makes the grab. And that does it here in the second inning for Daleville. You hear the APA fans. They smell an upset. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. We're through 2 complete at Memorial Field. It's Anderson Prep 2, Daleville 1 on Beaver Media and on YouTube Live.
The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the ball game. It's 2-1 Anderson Prep over Daleville as we go to the third. And Terry Turner has seen enough of the movie, and he has gone to the bullpen and brought on his top hurler, Evan Etchison.
Broncos now is number 7, Evan Etchison.
And this is not what you wanted or needed in the pitching core for Daleville, with maybe 2 more games staring you in the face on Monday. But Stecker, who started like a house of fire, faded that fast, and he's out after 2 innings of work, and Etchison is on. Evan, just a freshman, E squared, as he calls himself. And the right-hander will take over the pitching duties.
The Jets is number 31, Melandrix
for Daleville. Melandrix, Skipper Blair to lead things off. 2, 3, and 4 in the Jet batting order here in the third. First pitch from Etchison, swung on and missed by Skipper Blair 0-1. Etchison, in his 12th game on the mound, 6-2, 3.57 ERA. Here's the pitch. Outside, evens the count at 1-1. Really bright future for this young man. Skipper Blair struck out his first time. Little tapper up and hit him in the batter's box. It's a dead ball. Just a strike, and it's 1-2. The top 3 pitchers in the Daleville stable are a freshman, and a sophomore. So they'll have some talent graduate again, like it did a year ago, but they have a really bright future with the young guys coming up. Here's Etchison's next one. Just missed downstairs. 2-2 to Melandrix, Skipper Blair, the APA center fielder. Swing and a miss. Etchison took something off the breaking ball, and that's 1 down. His first K of the day.
The second baseman, number 14, Tristan Williams.
5 strikeouts today, and that brings up the number 3 hole hitter, Tristan Williams. Etchison starts him with a fastball away, ball 1. Williams struck out in that 1-2-3 first inning. Etchison into his windup. The next one popped up back behind home plate in the stands. It's a souvenir for some lucky fan. But only for about 20 seconds. The kids fight over it. Who's going to give it to the guy? Here's the pitch from Etchison. 1-2 hopper to short. TJ Price has it. Throw across is in time. And Williams is out 6-3. That brings up Khalil Ford. Ford got that right walking to lead off the second inning. He came around to score one of those 2 Jet runs. 2-2-0 for APA, 1-1-1 for Daleville so far. The pitch outside is in the dirt for ball 1. Etchison ready with the next one. Swung on and missed. He blew it right by Ford to make it 1-1. Another swing, another miss. Make it 1-2. Etchison trying to work a 1-2-3, third inning. He's a pitch away. That one over but in the dirt. And the count goes to 2-2. Ford, a big, strong guy for a shortstop. Right-hander in the batter's box, and he takes away, and the count runs full. It's encouraging to have a good crowd out here for these two teams. These guys work awful hard. All high school athletes do. They bust their humps. They deserve your support. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, frozen with a breaking ball on the outside corner, and that does it here in the third for APA. Etchison comes on. His first inning of work is a 1-2-3 inning with a pair of strikeouts, and that does it for the Jets in the third. We go to the bottom of the third. Anderson Prep 2, Daleville 1 on Beaver Media.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and a sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the ball game. Brian Beaver along with you again this afternoon on Beaver Media and YouTube Live. We're glad to have you along wherever you are on the face of the earth, or if you're on the International Space Station listening online, we'll take that too. It's a 2-1 game as we go to the last of the third. Daleville trailing Anderson Prep Academy by a score of 2-1. Isaac Long going through his warm-up tosses for the Jets as they try to hold that one-run lead here in the third against Daleville. It'll be the top of the Bronco order, the second time through now, with Corbin Maddox, Gavin Whitmore, and TJ Price, the scheduled batters. Beautiful afternoon.
For the Broncos, the center fielder, number 4, Corbin Maddox.
We're probably pushing upper 70s right now. Plenty of sunshine. Patches of blue between the clouds, and Maddox to step in. First time. And then he was forced out on the bases. And he gets hit right between the shoulder blades to start inning number 3.
Maddox, the best first base on the hit by pitch.
I'll tell you what, you won't find many guys tougher than Corbin Maddox. State runner-up in wrestling. Guy's made out of steel. Strong as an ox, really talented. He's at first. Gavin Whitmore is the batter. Fisted in the air towards short. Easy play for Khalil Ford, and that's one away. Not sure that's what you wanted. That brings in TJ Price.
With one out now, the Broncos have
You still got
TJ
plenty of
Price,
game
number 2.
left to rally if you're Daleville, but to be the defending state champion and down 2-1, as the outs pile up, you start to think about things. There's a throw in over to first, and Maddox back safely, easily. You just have to trust your talent and go play and hope it's good enough. But your effort can never, ever into a down gear. Pitch out, runner going, throw down is not in time. Stolen base for Maddox, his second of the game. 1-0 now to TJ Price, who reached on a fielder's choice and then was rubbed out on a forced play. Having a great senior season. The spin, fake throw to second, nothing doing. Long just ate it. He'll stare into his dugout, now stare in at his catcher. Nods has his sign. He's ready. Here comes the pitch. Nope, he's going to throw to second base. This time he does throw, and they drop it, but Maddox can't go anywhere. Game 1 taught us that if you make throws, they will make you pay eventually. It was a big factor in the Cowan Southern Wells game. Here's the pitch. High and tight, he missed. 2-0 to the dangerous TJ Price. And if you hang a cookie here on 2-0, it might be a 3-2 game. You got to pitch this guy really carefully. He's hitting away, fouls it back to the screen. TJ has had a fantastic career on 100 career RBIs. Pitch home is actually behind him and over his head, and the catcher, Raper, looked at his glove, his mitt, because he wasn't sure he caught it because he had to go a long way to get it. Great play by Raper to keep the runner where he is. 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Price was early on the changeup. If he had hit that, it might still be going. The fans sitting behind the left field fence are in dangerous territory. Just saying. 3-2 pitch. In the air, straightaway center field. Should be easy work. And now it's going behind him, and it falls behind him. He couldn't get it. Maddox will round third. They're going to send him to the plate, and he's going to score. That ties the game. 2-2. On a sky-high ball by TJ Price. We'll wait on the official scoring on that, but that brings Maddox home, and we are all tied.
1 run scored at bat now for the Broncos. The catcher, number 18, Chris Kinnick.
That's going to end up being a double and an RBI for TJ Price. We're all tied now, 2 apiece, and Chris Kinnick is the batter. He checks and takes the pitch outside, but it's called a strike on the corner. The one complaint I have about this umpire is his strike call is straightforward, not to the side, which doesn't help anybody back here. I'm done. Here's the pitch. Over his head, it goes to the screen. It's a wild pitch. The runner heads for third, and he'll stop there. So TJ Price goes down to third on the wild pitch. And he's at third with only 1 out. Really good chance for an RBI for Chris Kinnick. Just a fly ball will get the job done. Here comes the 1-1. Nope, throw to third instead. TJ back safely, diving head first. The laundry just got significantly tougher at the Price household. Here's the pitch home. Kinnick takes. It's outside. 2-1. 2-2 game now here in the third as Daleville has gotten a little rally going. They're not done yet. Here's the pitch. Foul back behind home plate. It's back in the parking lot. If you're familiar with Memorial Field, you know the parking lot is right outside the stands. Most of it on the first base right field line side of the park, and you got to be careful where you park here. Pitches upstairs. Kinnick again with a good eye to make it 3-2. I've seen a few windshields bite the big one in my day. I don't want it to be mine. Here's the windup and Long's pitch. Ground ball sharply back through the middle. Base hit. TJ Price will score, and Daleville leads 3-2. A single and a run batted in for Chris Kinnick. Can't do it any better than that. And Daleville has put up 2 here in the third, and they're still going. Only 1 out, Ryan Hale. And in the distance, you can hear the cars at Anderson Speedway. It is a little 500 weekend after all. Hale in there now for the second time after walking in his first trip. He swings at the first pitch, lifts a fly ball to shallow right field. In fact, it's going to stay right on the edge of the infield, and the second baseman, Tristan Williams, catches it for the second out. That brings in Josh Price.
Now the Broncos have at bat the right fielder number 3, Josh Price.
3-2, Broncos now back on top here in the home half of the third. Josh Price, a strikeout victim his first time. Snap throw to first. Back diving. And I believe that's Jimmy Bowen down there again. I think they lifted Kinnick for a courtesy runner. They usually do. Here's the pitch home. Runner breaks, pitches a ball. Throw is not going to be on the bag, but the tag is applied by Ford, and they get him. A beautiful pick and tag, and he's out stealing 2-6. Wow. How do you like that? Well, that's going to do it for Daleville here in their half of the third. A good inning for the Broncos. They scored twice, 2 hits, and they regain the lead. We're through 3 complete at Memorial Field. It's Daleville 3, Anderson Prep 2 on Beaver Media and YouTube Live. Don't go away.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ballpark. We move to the middle frame. Inning number 4. We've got ourselves a game, folks. Daleville 3, Anderson Prep Academy 2.
Jake Drexler.
5, 6, and 7 due up in the Jet batting order here in the 4th. Evan Etchison on in relief of Max Stecker, who worked the first 2 innings today for Daleville. Drexler drew a walk from Stecker his first time up, and he takes a strike. Jamison McQuarrie, Justin Cox waiting in the wings. Here's a pitch slapped down the right field line. Fair ball into right field for a single. And Drexler is aboard. Very likely to come out for a courtesy runner. Let's see what they do with him. They're going to leave him there? They are going to leave him there.
At bat now for the Jets.
So Drexler aboard, Jason McQuarrie to bat, also left-handed. And there's a called strike on the outside corner. McQuarrie grounded into that 4-3 double play earlier in the game. Ground ball back to the mound. Could be 2. Over to Price at second for 1. The relay is not in time. So they only get the front end on the 1-6 putout of Drexler. McQuarrie hustling all the way, beat it by about half a step. He'll be aboard on the fielder's choice. And Justin Cox is the batter.
With 1 out and 1 on. At bat now for the Jets. Left fielder number 23, Justin Cox.
Pitch to him is on the outside corner for a strike. Walked and scored a run back in the second inning. Shows bunt. Offers but pulls it back on the outside pitch from Etchison. And it's 1-1. Beautiful day. After what we've had the last 3 days, we'll take it in spades. Throw to first, no problem. Noah's Ark on Wednesday. Noah's Ark take 2 on Thursday. Cal, you know what, on a flat rock last night, there's a pitch outside to make it 2-1. I believe it is. There we are. Lake Memorial this morning in left center field. It's been a parade. There's a pitch in the dirt to run the count to 3-1. Guys here at APA, no joking, have done a great job getting this field ready today. There's ball 4 from Etchison, and it's a 1-out walk. That moves McQuarrie to second.
Jets have at bat now the designated hitter, number 25, Eisen McConnell.
So Eisen McConnell, the DH, will step in for the second time today with 2 on and 1 away. He shows bunt, and he bunts foul. Etchison has his sign, back to work again. Another bunt, this one the other way, foul. Quickly 0-2. APA Athletic Director and Tournament Director David Bradford said last night, 11:30, we had a lake out here, and I mean a lake in the outfield. But if you were to come here today and say, did it rain last night? You would not know by looking at the playing surface at all. It's pretty playable. Next one on the way, swing and a miss. He's out. 2 down.
2 outs, 2 on. Brings up the bat now for the Jets. The catcher, number 32.
Third strikeout by Etchison with 2 away, 2 on. The 9-hole hitter, Devin Raper, is the batter. He's 1 out of 1. He's singled back in the second inning. Here's the pitch to him. It's outside. On the corner. Strike 1. Minute first and second. Here comes the next one from Etchison. Took something off. Early swing and miss by Raper. He's in the hole 0-2. You hear the Daleville fans just to my right looking for that final pitch of the inning so they can go hit again. Etchison with the sign from Kinnick. They're going to work him away. They struck him out on the outside corner. That does it for Anderson Prep in there.
Top of the 5th inning, Anderson Prep.
No runs, a hit, a walk. 2 men left on base. Jets have left 4 so far. We're through 3.5 innings here at Memorial Field, halfway home. It's Daleville 3, Anderson Prep 2 on Beaver Media.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Game 3 of sectional 55 is halfway over, and Daleville leads this one by the slimmest of margins. Broncos 3, Anderson Prep Academy 2 as we go to the home 4th. Josh Price was hitting when the 3rd ended on Jimmy Bowen being caught stealing at second, so Price will lead off. Nick Williams behind him here in the Daleville 4th inning. Brian Beaver along with you. Great to have you back here again on the World Wide Web. See a lot of familiar faces in the stands here today on a spectacular, steamy Saturday afternoon right now in central Indiana. Weather could be an issue later tonight, but we hope to just be done and be home watching maybe the Cubs or the NBA playoffs. Anything except the weather, because I'm tired of talking about it, and I used to be a weatherman. Enough of the rain. So much for that.
Leading off
Been a
the
tough
fourth
sectional.
down for the Broncos, the right fielder, number
Josh
3,
Price
Josh
steps
Price.
back in there. Price, Smith, and Williams in the Daleville fourth. We'll have baseball 3 times for you on Memorial Day. 2 semifinals and a championship game. Westdale will finally start playing. They were the bye team. They're in game 1 on Memorial Day. Look out. First pitch to a squared around Josh Price is over his head for ball 1. It'll be Westdale and Tri-Central in that first game on Monday. Next one on the way. Too tight to Price, and it's 2-0. The second semifinal on Monday will be the winner of this game against Southern Wells, which knocked Cowan out in game 1 this afternoon. Here comes the windup in the pitch. It's outside in the dirt. Count rolls to 3-0. 7-team tournament, 6 games. Liberty Christian is out. One is out. One of these teams will be out before the day is over. Price takes a strike, and it's 3-1. Three and 1 for Daleville in the line score. 2-3-0 for Anderson Prep in the line score. Here comes the next one from Long. It's outside, ball 4. Leadoff walk for Josh Price.
Price takes a walk down to first base.
And that'll bring up Peyton Smith.
Number 14, Peyton Smith.
Fourth walk issued by Isaac Long, who will now flip over to the stretch with Smith in the batter's box. First one to him is high, ball 1. Smith walked, was picked off in the second inning, and now a trip to the mound by the coaching staff for young Mr. Isaac Long, who has pitched a pretty good game outside of the walks. He hasn't been bad. He just has had control issues at times, but you got your team in a 3-2 game halfway through with the defending champion in 1A. You're keeping your team in the game where they need to be at the chance to win. So hats off to him. Visit over, Long ready. Stretch, looks in, brings it home. Outside, good job by Devin Raper to save a wild pitch. Outstanding job. Count is 2-0. Snap throw to first. Runner back, no trouble. Had one of those, what I call leaner leads, and that's a lead where if you fall over, you could touch the base just by falling over. Not long at all. Here's a ball in the air, shallow left field. It's going to be down. In between the shortstop and the left fielder for a single. And Daleville has their first 2 men aboard here in the fourth. Little bloop duck snort single to left field.
For Smith takes him to first base, Price to second base. That at bat now for the Broncos.
That'll bring up Nick Williams.
Number 1, Nick Williams.
Big Nick, another one of those sparkling freshmen. Chance for a big inning here with Daleville in the fourth with 2 men on and nobody out. And Williams waiting on the pitch, and it's a called strike on the outer edge. Williams 0 for 1. He popped to short his first time. Long spins, fakes the throw to second. Appreciate you joining us today here on the World Wide Web. There's a pitch in the dirt that hits the plate and bounces all the way to the left of the catcher. Both runners move up 90 feet on the wild pitch. That'll even the count at 1-1. And 2 men are in scoring position now with nobody out for Williams. Sacrifice fly is in play here potentially. Next one to Williams is too tight. And it's 2-1. The hazards of broadcasting high school baseball, one of them, you get nachos, but you don't have time to eat them. So they get cold. The sauce really gets cold. Ooh, the next one hits Williams. He just drops the bat. Glad to see that. And trots down to first base. That's the classy way to do it. Second hit batter today for Daleville by Isaac Long, and it loads the bags, and we've got time now, and we're going to have a pitching change. We'll be back to tell you more about it after this timeout. Daleville working on a big inning here in the fourth, leading 3-2 on Beaver Media. Don't go away.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Indiana high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
All right.
Welcome back to the ballpark. We've had a pitching change for Anderson Prep. Coming on to pitch is Tristan Williams, and he'll flip-flop from second of the mound with Isaac Long, who now goes to second base. Trouble City for Mr. Williams. Bases loaded, nobody out. His first pitch home hits the edge of the plate for a ball, but it doesn't go far enough for the runners to move up. Interesting. Grant Bowles, the DH, to greet the new pitcher, Tristan Williams. Bowles popped out to the pitcher in his only trip today, but a big rally brewing here if he can get one in right at the shortstop. One hopper, he'll bring it home. He is safe. Catcher dropped the throw. Everybody is safe. And Daleville leads now 4-2. I'm not sure the throw was going to be in time anyway. Fielder's choice, RBI.
Now for the Broncos with one more run in. Center fielder number 4, Corbin Maddox.
Top of the order rolls around. Corbin Maddox lifts one high. Foul ground, first base side. Room for him. Tough sun. Nice play. Really nice play by Jake Drexler, who stuck with that one, and that was not an easy chance. First out, and Corbin not happy with himself at all. And that brings up Gavin Whitmore. Broncos have added to their lead here in the fourth. First pitch to Whitmore is high and tight, ball one. A walk and a run scored to show for Gavin Whitmore so far today, and Williams will pitch from the windup. Here's the next one. Ground ball toward the 5-hole, cut off by the third baseman. Throw to first is wild. One run in. 2 runs are going to score. Terry Turner says keep going to the next man. He's going to head for home. 3 runs score. Daleville leads 7-2. Wow. That one was a mess. There by the third baseman. Opened the gates. That allows Williams to score, Bowles to score. Sends Whitmore all the way to third. And it brings in TJ Price. He takes a strike on the outside corner. TJ Reached on a fielder's choice, doubled in a run in the third. Chance for more damage here. Rips a ground ball foul, third base side, off the fence. It's been a 4-run inning for the Broncos, and they are not done yet. With a man at third and only one out. Wind up in the pitch. Ground ball toward the shortstop hole. The third baseman again cuts in front. Tries to pick it, can't. And Price is safe at first, and a run comes home to score. That makes it 8-2.
Price advances first base on error, bringing to bat now. Number 18, Chris Kinnick.
Daleville now up 8-2. Throw over to first. No problem over there for Price. It's been a 5-run fourth already, and Chris Kinnick looking to make it more against Tristan Williams. Rips a shot down the left field line about 15 feet foul. Kinnick reached on a fielder's choice, drove in a run with a single in the third. Having a pretty good day. Big lead down there at first by TJ Price. I'll bet he's going. He bluffs. Pitch was away. 1-1. Price, the team leader in steals with 16, his right foot out past the cutout. Throw to first, gets away from the first baseman, Drexler, and that's going to allow Price to go down to second. I think that error is more on the first baseman dropping the throw than the throw itself. Man at second is Price. Here's the pitch home. Up and away. 2 balls and a strike to Chris Kinnick. Daleville looks like they've awakened a little bit here. Here's the pitch. Runner going to third. Price steals it standing up. Count is 3-1. If you let Daleville run, they'll run all day. Third. Pitch comes home. Called strike on the inside corner. The count runs full. This is a good veteran at bat by Kinnick. Working a deep count. Williams now winds. He'll throw to third. Runner safe. Kinnick has been a terrific catcher for Daleville, and he is closing out his career in style. Here's the next one to him. Right back to the mound, and it hits the pitcher. Dribbles over toward the second baseman. I hope he's okay. He's holding his arm, sitting on the ground at the edge of the mound, and that was a rocket off the bat of Chris Kinnick, who drives in the run to make it 9-2, but the most important thing is the health of Tristan Williams. Looks like it got him on one of his arms. It looks like his left arm somewhere on the lower arm, like maybe his wrist. That ball was peeled, let me tell you. Don't hit many harder than that. Daleville's players out of their dugout, taking a knee in a show of respect to the opposition player, and Tristan Williams is sitting on his bottom at the bottom of the mound as they check out his left arm. And pretty easy to break a wrist or a forearm if he caught it flush, as it was hit right at him. And I mean, I'm literally 5 feet off the plate here, straight line of sight, and it tagged him. He did not have time to do anything. Didn't have time to try to get out of the way or catch it. It just nailed him. And he's still sitting there. When it rains, it pours. This has been a rough inning for the Jets. Daleville has really played well in the fourth. Amid all of that, it's now a 9-2 game. And they're still checking out Tristan Williams. His teammates also taking a knee, except for the left fielder who's talking to somebody behind the fence. But really got nailed with that one. I'm just glad it didn't hit him in the head or somewhere really serious, because as hard as that ball was hit, you're at the mercy of whatever's between the ball and you. It's going to nail you. It's going to hurt you. We'll take a break. Back with more after this on Beaver Media. Don't go away.
Leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Tristan Williams is going to stay in the game. Talk about courage. Yeah. You get a screaming Mimi like that back at you, it can really get to you. But he's going to stay in the game. Good for him.
At bat now for the Broncos.
9-2 contest now.
Ryan Hale.
Here in the bottom of the fourth. Ryan Hale is the batter. Still just one out. Pitch home is on the inside corner for a called strike. Daleville has batted around here in the fourth inning. And I believe, we'll check here in a moment when he gets up dirty, Chris Kinnick is going to run for himself. Williams checks the runner, brings it home. This one lifted in the air, back out in the parking lot. Stay away from that van. 0-2 to Ryan Hale. Saw his mom Julie downstairs earlier. Hello to her. High fly ball, left field. It's going to be in the gap. Can anyone get there? No. It's going to be in there for an extra base hit. Hale will stop at second with a double. Kinnick to third. It appeared the left fielder might not have seen the ball off the bat and wasn't real sure where it was. Cox looked at Skipper Blair. Skipper Blair looked at Cox. They both headed for the gap, and all over but the shooting match there.
Number 3, Josh Price.
So the double by Hale. And the 10th batter of the inning is Josh Price. And he takes a fastball in on his belt buckle for ball one. It's all Josh's fault. He started this rally with a walk. Came around to score. Here's the pitch. Ground ball again off the pitcher into center field. Took the legs out from under Williams, and 2 runs score. Wow. Josh Price with a single, 2 RBIs as Kinnick and Hale score, and Tristan Williams must be thinking, what do I have to do to get out of here with my life intact in this baseball game? And he's going to stay out there.
2 more scored at the bat now.
My hat's off
Number
to the
14,
kid.
Peyton Smith.
And makes it 11-2. There to hit. He lifts one down the right field line. It's slicing out of play, and it'll be in the bullpen. Smith singled earlier this inning. This is an 8-run frame already for Daleville in the fourth. Now you start to think about a 10-run rule game. Just over the hill if you can get 1 or 2 more. Smith is 1 for 1 with a run scored and a walk. Pitch to him is in the dirt. Runner was going anyway. He'll steal it as the pitch goes to the fence. And now he's going to head for third. Here's the throw down to third. It goes toward left field. He's going to stop right there, though. So that's a stolen base. A wild pitch, allowing Price to go to third. He was running on the pitch. And that makes the count 1-1. These are the days that make your scorebook look like a Rorschach test. If you're a psych major or minor, you know what I mean. Mr. Smith, what do these dots look like? Inside. It's a ball and it's 2-1. I see clouds. I see pizza. I see a scorebook. Here's the next one. Chopper off the plate, over the mound. Shortstop will come in, field, fire. They can't get him. It's an infield hit. Josh Price comes home to score. And Daleville leads this one by 10 runs now at 12-2. Smith with an RBI on the infield hit. The ball hit the plate. The hop went about 20 feet in the air over the mound, and the shortstop, Ford, came on and made a really nice play on it, but just ran out of time in real estate. Nick Williams, the hitter now. Still only 1 out, and the pitch is too high, ball 1. As I said earlier, Nick is about 6'5", so when it's high, it's high. Very bright future. Here's the pitch home. Nick fouls it back out of play over Beth Etchison's head. her and Mark are sitting in the top row. She and Mark.
As courtesy, ladies and gentlemen, please return all foul balls.
And it went right over them. Good people. They keep me loaded up with Skittles. Throw to first, runner back. If you think I'm kidding, I told you. They keep me loaded up with Skittles. The kids love me. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nick Williams with a runner at first, 1 away here in the 4th inning. Big inning for Daleville. There's a wild pitch off the dirt, off the catcher. That allows Peyton Smith to trot down to second base. Daleville scored once in the first, twice in the third, 9 times here in the 4th inning. Fly ball, straight away center field. Can anyone get there? It's going to fall in right center. No one could get there. And that's going to be a bloop hit. That sends Smith down to third. And Williams is aboard. And having been an ex-player, I really think they didn't see the ball very well coming off the bat. The sky is a little high right now in center field. He's in bright sunshine, but not an easy day to chase the ball. Runners on the corners, 1 away. The designated hitter, Grant Bowles, will step in for the 2nd time this inning. And he waits on the pitch from Tristan Williams. Fouled right back over the crowd again. That's twice over Beth's head. Hope people are still paying attention down on the concourse between the stands and the concession stand here. Nick Williams is going to come out of the game, and they're going to pinch run for him. I think that's Jacob Harker, number 35.
All right, batting for the Broncos now is number 37, Ruben Ramirez.
Pitch home is low for a ball.
And courtesy runner on first
1-1
is number 35, Harker.
And it is Jacob Harker running down at first base. Nick Williams, who came out of the game, is going to go to the bullpen to throw a little bit. Pitch home is in the dirt. Harker skitters down to second base. Two on one is the count on Bowles with men at second and third in a 12-2 game. Pitch inside and high to Ruben Ramirez, who's batting here. There's a called strike on the inside corner. Two and two the count. Actually 3-2, and there's ball four. Ball four buzzed the tower. So give Ruben Ramirez a base on balls.
Ramirez advances to first base on the walk, brings us to that now. Number 4.
Bases loaded. And out to the mound goes Corey Scott, who many of you Daleville folks know. And I think we're going to have another pitching change with the bases loaded and still only one out. We are going to have a pitching change. Back to tell you more about it after this break. It's 12-2, Daleville over Anderson Prep here on Beaver Media.
School softball for? I play for my mom and dad who've never missed a game.
Whether they're playing for their teammates, their classmates, or their community, high school student athletes in Indiana learn important lessons they'll use for the rest of their lives, like respect for the rules and the value of hard work and sacrifice. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Anderson Prep Academy has decided to bring on their third pitcher of the day. It'll be Roy Plew Jr., who now takes over for Tristan Williams, who was the subject of target practice by a couple of line drives off Daleville bats before he gave way to Plew. And we are still in the Daleville half of inning number 4, and this has been quite a long half inning. I'll be able to tell you down to the minute after the game when we check the archived game on YouTube. If you missed it live, you can hear it on YouTube on the Delco Preps channel. Bases loaded. From the windup comes Plew. First pitch is in the dirt inside, ball 1. Fourteenth batter of the inning for Daleville. The line, the fire. Low and away, 2-0 to Corbin Maddox. If this kid's not an all-state player, they should stop making a list. He's been that good this year. In 1A, tough to find better. Here's the pitch. Called strike outer edge. 2-1 to him. When you send 14 men to the plate in an inning, you're living right. Blue is ready into his windup with the next one. Smash in the air, left center field. That's real trouble. It's all the way to the gap and 20 feet from the wall. 1 home, 2 home. It's a double and a 14-2 Daleville lead. Smith and Harker both come home to score.
Maddox with a double. Brings in
On a
2 more.
smash double
Broncos at bat now. The
by
second
Corbin
baseman,
Maddox.
20, Gavin Whitmore.
2 RBIs. And Gavin Whitmore gets another chance, and he takes a strike. This is an 11-run inning. Wow. I think. I'll tell you in a moment. Pitch in the dirt. It should be 1-1. Yeah, I got 11 runs in this inning and still only 1 out. This is turning into a mini series. Pitch gets away from the catcher, but the runners do not move up. Well, I told you early in the game, Daleville looked like they were sleepwalking through the first couple innings, and there might have been a blister burger delivered in the dugout. I don't know, coaches, but they're playing a lot sharper now than they were in the first or second inning. There's a pitch low, and the count is 3-1 to Gavin Whitmore. Gavin has scored twice, reached on a base on balls, also on a fielder's choice. Popped out to short around it. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball and a beauty for a called strike on the outside corner. Might have been the best pitch Blue has thrown so far. And it runs the count to full. Daleville has Ramirez at third, Maddox at second. Here comes the pitch. It's in the dirt away, ball 4. Whitmore draws the pass from Blue. That brings up TJ Price, and the bases again are loaded. And we're going to have a defensive change in the middle of the inning, and the first baseman, Jake Drexler, comes out and tips his cap to the crowd. Down there at first base, we'll get you a name in a moment here. Now from the windup to TJ Price. Blue looks for a sign, and he brings it home. It's in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Everyone moves up 90 feet, and Daleville scores again to make it 15-2. Anderson Prep really struggling right now. And in fairness to them, as I said earlier, they are a relatively new program. They're trying to build a program, and you do it a brick at a time. It's not easy. They'll get there. Pitch inside for a ball. 2-0 to TJ Price. Wind up in the next one. Outside, it's a wild pitch again. Both runners will move up. Maddox will score. A 13-run inning. Makes it 16-2. That's not a misprint, folks. 13. Next one is a called strike on the inside corner to TJ Price. Count 2-1. Runner down at third is Gavin Whitmore. Here comes the windup and the delivery. Chopper of a ground ball. It's through the 5-hole into left field. That'll bring home another run. Whitmore scores, and it's 17-2. Two RBIs today for TJ Price. I think that's his 99th career RBI, I want to say. If my memory and my math are correct. And we've got a pinch hitter for Daleville here now. Grabbing a bat.
That bat now is the pinch hitter, number 45, Jared
Waldemeyer. Pinch hitting. And he takes the ball in the dirt. You're pinch hitting for Chris Kinnick. Here in the longest called. Gotta be. Another one in the dirt. 2-0 the count. $17 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for Daleville, 2, 3, and 2 for Anderson Prep. Pitch. It's in the dirt again. Nice stop by Devin Raper, who's just gotten beaten to death back there today. Catchers are a special breed. Hats off to them. 3-0 the count to Waldemeyer. Is TJ Price. Short lead in the dirt. Ball 4. Waldemeyer draws the base on balls. That'll move TJ Price to second base. And the conga line continues. Terry Turner comes in to have a quick chat. I think he's going to have a pinch hitting role. I think Blaine Ty is going to get a bat. We've got another visit to the mound and yet another pitching change if I see my tea leaves correctly. We do. Back with more after this on Beaver Media. Don't go away.
One place where students are students first and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in Indiana are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Indiana high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I play high school softball for. I play for my mom and dad who've never missed a game.
Whether they're playing for their teammates, their classmates, or their community, high school student athletes in Indiana learn important lessons they'll use for the rest of their lives, like respect for the rules and the value of hard work and sacrifice. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the hazy, crazy, lazy days of Sectional 55. We are still in the bottom of the fourth inning, 17-2 game. We have had massive changes, and for the first time in my life, in my career, the starting pitcher is coming back in for APA because they really don't have another choice. They're going to bring you back in. So the second stint of the day for Isaac Long on the mound. Runners pinch running all over the place. We've got a pinch hitter, Evan Baker. Evan Baker is going to pinch hit now for Daleville, and he takes a strike. This is the 18th batter in Daleville's fourth inning. They've batted around twice. There's a pitch upstairs to Baker, and it's 1-1. There's another one in the dirt. Again, Raper with a nice stop. Someone needs to get him a steak for dinner. He has really earned his keep today. He takes off his helmet and walks the ball back to the mound. And here's the thought bubble, I think, what he's saying. Would you just throw it to me in the air, and I'll just catch it? He's been in the dirt more often than a 2-year-old playing at the sandbox. He has done a great job for his team today. Those guys are tough cookies. There's a pitch on the inside corner, a called strike, and the count is 2-2. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Pitch on the way. Tapper out in front of the mound. It's a fair ball. It was right in front of the plate, and Raper picked it up and threw to third for the force out. That's the second out. 2-5 on a nice play by Raper. Waldermeyer, or the pinch runner for him, I don't know who it is at second, and Baker is safe on the fielder's choice. And pinch hitting for Josh Price. Blaine Ty is going to grab a bat and get a chance to hit with 2 down in a 17-2 game. Swing and a miss on the first offering. An inning of a lifetime for Daleville here in the fourth. Next one is wide for a ball, and it's 1-1. Nineteenth batter of the inning. Yeah, one hops Raper, and there's the thought bubble again. 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs here in the Daleville fourth. There comes the pitch from long. It's over the head of the batter. It gets away from Raper all the way to the screen. Both runners move up 90 feet. Unbelievable. 2 game when the bottom of the fourth began. What seems like yesterday now. Since then, an avalanche of Daleville scoring. Wind up, and here comes the pitch. High and tight. And the count, I believe, is going to be full here. It is. Long trying to get out of jam. Wow. Line shot up the middle into center field. 1 run comes in. The second man is going to make a play at the plate. He's going to get there too. And now the batter will trot down to second base. Wow. 2 RBIs for Ty on a sharp single back through the middle. He goes down to second on the throw to the plate. I know they've talked about a change in the background.
6, James Bowen.
And another pinch hitter. Jimmy Bowen is going to get an at bat. Left-handed swinger with a man at third and 2 down. Takes a pitch upstairs. Ball 1. (19-2) game. Pitches away. He takes, and he's ahead 2-0. Pitch on the way, slapped back out of play, just over the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. How valuable are at-bats? Well, this is the 3rd at-bat of the season for Jimmy Bowen. He takes away
First on.
and he earns a walk.
Brings it to that now for the Broncos. Nick Williams, number 1.
Nick Williams to hit for the 3rd time this inning with men on the corners. Rips one to straightaway center. It's right at him. He doesn't have to move. While Andrick Skipper Blair could have pitched a tent and caught that one. And mercifully, this inning is finally, and I mean finally, over.
And in the 4th inning,
A bunch of runs. 16 runs on a bevy of hits. 2 men left on base. Wow. Thankfully, I'm glad that's over. We go to the 5th inning here at Memorial Field. It's a blowout. It's Daleville way out in front of Anderson Prep Academy. The score is now 19-2. Back with the 5th inning after this on Beaver Media.
A 50-50 ball. An elbow to the ribs. A sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the ballpark. We go now to the top of the 5th inning. Daleville way out in front. The score is 19-2. And Nick Williams comes on to pitch the 5th inning for Daleville. The freshman now in his 13th game. 3-3 record. 3.33 ERA. Lots of threes there. His whip number's pretty good. It's 171. Walks plus hits per innings pitched. Anything under 2, especially for a high school kid. So we go to what will probably be the final half inning of this game. APA would need 10 runs in this inning to keep the game going. I don't think that's going to happen. Roy Plew Jr., the leadoff man in the lineup and the leadoff man in the inning.
After the Jets, number 41,
Called strike to him from Nick Williams. That one wide of the plate, and it's 1-1. Plew, Skipper Blair, and Williams, unless they pinch hit. There's a foul back into the screen, and it's 1-2. Pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Strikeout. Out number 1 here in the 5th. Williams, the 3rd Daleville pitcher today. Max Stecker got the start through 2 innings. Evan Etchison pitched the 3rd and the 4th. Williams on to pitch the 5th. He leaves a fastball way upstairs. That's ball 1. We've got a new Daleville catcher, too. Chris Kinnick is out of the game now. See if I can catch a number along the way. Here's the wind, the deal. Strike called, 1-1. There's a swing and a miss. This is a pinch hitter for APA. There's another swing and a miss.
Schlebaugh with a strikeout brings up to bat now for the Jets.
That was Schlebaugh.
Number 24.
2 down. 2 straight Ks for Nick Williams. Obviously not a save situation in a 19-2 game. Here's the pitch to the next man. Fouled over to the Daleville dugout. Watch out. Another pinch hitter getting a chance. Preston McNeil. Takes one away, and it's 1-1. Big Nick on the mound. Look out. Rocket fouled back just over the fence. That was trouble. One was in front of that one in the parking lot. Could be the final pitch of the game. Here it comes from Williams. Little tapper foul behind the plate. And McNeil stays alive. Williams looking to put the lid on victory for Daleville as they lead by a bunch. Swing and a miss. Game over. A 1-2-3 fifth. All strikeouts for Nick Williams, and this one is over. The final score, Daleville 19, APA 2. Back with more after this on Beaver Media and YouTube Live.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. Steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
We hear it more and more when people talk about sports. We need to change the culture. No more integrity taking a backseat to performance. No more players, coaches, and fans run amok. No more too big to fail. It sounds good. It sounds reasonable. Come to think of it, it sounds like high school sports. At the Indiana High School Athletic Association, we know that sports are just part of a student-athlete's overall education and that there's more to the game than winning. We also know that high school sports are incredibly exciting. They're rich with tradition and bring communities together like nothing else. In a word, they're pure. More and more, that's what people want. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the Indianapolis Colts, the IHSAA, and the high schools in this community.
It's your ticket to an evening out that won't break the bank. It's your ticket to explosive runs, acrobatic catches, and game-saving tackles. It's your ticket to an experience you'll never forget. It's your ticket to the IHSAA State Football Tournament. Attending a tournament football game is a fun and affordable way to see sports played the way they were meant to be, for the pure love of it. The Indianapolis Colts and the Indiana High School Athletic Association invite you to be part of Indiana's rich tradition of high school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure state tournament excitement. The drama is set to kick off. Do you have your ticket? There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. There's just one place where a team is more than a group of individual agendas. It's a catalyst for demonstrating the potential of the collaborative spirit. There's just one place where players, coaches, and fans experience the exhilaration that happens when an entire community rallies behind the school team. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. In addition, high school sports help young people in Indiana develop the discipline and confidence they need to be leaders in life, even as they unite communities like nothing else. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. Presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to Memorial Field. Brian Beaver along with you for the final time today as we put the lid on this one and call today. We got 2 games in without a single raindrop or lightning bolt, and those are very good things. And what a performance by Daleville here today. The defending 1A state champions looked a little sluggish. Maybe they were sleepwalking a little early. They actually trailed 2-1 in the early innings, but they exploded in the 4th inning for 16 runs in the inning. They sent, 21 hitters to the plate in the 4th inning, which took almost an hour. They had 12 hits in the inning alone and still left 2 men on base. So a crazy, crazy way to end the day for the Daleville Broncos as they improve to 16-9 for the season, and they advance to second round action here in the sectional in 1A 55 in 2017. APA and Corey Scott's kids close out the season 5-12 overall. Daleville, as I said a moment ago, improves to 16-9. They will move on to play the second semifinal on Memorial Day. It'll be Westdell taking on Tri-Central in the first game on Memorial Day, and it'll be Southern Wells against Daleville in the second semifinal, and then the championship game Monday night, all weather permitting. The line score in this one, Daleville, 19 runs unofficially here, 15 hits, 1 error, 4 left on base. Anderson Prep, 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 errors, 4 men left on base. So some kind of day and some kind of game. This game went 4.5 innings, and it took 1 hour and 54 minutes to play 4.5 innings. That'll give you an idea of how long a day it's been at the office. So again, final score for the final time. Daleville 19, Anderson Prep Academy 2. I'm Brian Beaver. Thanks for joining me today. Come back again on Memorial Day when we have a triple header for all the marbles here on Beaver Media. Until then, so long and have a great night, everybody.